Shalom, Kahalo Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Wakar Kodash. And I want to give double honor to the apostle of Great Millstone and the elders who were well. Peace and blessing to the elect. Salutation and honor to all you Akim out there that are laboring and that are doing the work in faithful and in truth. I'm going to title this video, Nations are Prepping for War. And that's it, and that's what's going on right now amidst the so-called COVID crisis. While everyone is so worried about COVID, COVID this, COVID that, people have no idea that nation are prepping themselves for war, for great third world war. We're already at war, but that war is going to escalate and it's going to get even bigger. And then from this article, he says why India's armed deals with Russia are about to become a headache for Biden. So you got Russia right now, man, that's out there supplying other nation weapons, supplying other nation powerful weapon, man, giving them technology to build more deadlier weapon. You know, these are nations that's gathering up together, man, to form an alliance against who? Against America. As he says in Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7, and he says, all the men of that confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. You see, these are all the men of the confederacy, are deceiving America. They're deceiving America, and they're deceiving the people here in America. All you people, man, here in America, thinking that America is still in alliance with other country. Man, you're going to find out the hard way that America is no longer in alliance. This country is finished, man. It is done. Though he says in verse 7 again, all the men of the confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. He said prevail against thee, meaning that all this nation that were one time alliance with the United States, they're going to turn their back against the United States. And they will prevail against her in battle. And when they move this article, and he says the Biden administration Pacific strategy will face a major test later this year when India made good on a controversial $5 billion arms deal with Russia, an agreement that could trigger the U.S. session at a time when Washington is trying to pull India closer. You see? Things are not getting more complicated for the United States. They're trying their best, to try to get nations to remain in the alliance, to remain by their side. But those nations, man, are going to start leaving America. And it is prophesied that those nations are going to leave America. Man, they'll leave, as I just read in Obadiah 1:7, is happening. They are deceiving America. They are pretending to be to be America's friend. Those other countries are pretending to be in America good gracious, man. But in secret, they are plotting to overthrow, to destroy America. And you people, man, you're too very prideful to see the prophecy that's been fulfilled in this book, to see what the enemy is planning against your own nation, whom you love and adore so much. America is Babylon that's going to fall. And he says the deal for 5 Washington-made S-400 air defense system has long been a concern in Washington. But with a delivery expected in December, the White House will be forced to decide how to manage the complicated relationship between the two countries, man. So man, there is no hope, man, for America. You're going to start seeing more and more countries turning their back on the U.S. Because we are entering that stage, man, that stage of a nuclear third world war, and there's no coming back. Once he started, there's no going back, man. There's no going back. And those nations are building more weapons every day. Every day they're building more weapons. It's not just India, but China, Turkey, North Korea, and all those other nations are building more destructive weapons to use against America. And it says in Isaiah 54, let's see, bear with me for a moment. It's Isaiah 54, verse 16. And he says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And in the modern day smith today are the scientists that are building those nuclear weapons. They're the modern scientists today in this society. Building more powerful weapon, man. Right now, Russia got the hypersonic missile, which that can be launched and be undetected, which is target. No one expect that it's coming. As the scripture said, the Lord will slowly come upon him as a thief in the night. And that's what's coming, man. America have no hope of ever coming back on her feet. And that war that is to come, that's going to be a final war. No, final war. And he says, and I created the waster to destroy. And all those nuclear missiles, man, is what's going to overtake Babylon. Is what's going to overtake America. That's what's coming for this country, man. Ultimate destruction. Ultimate destruction. These all prophesied, man, and all you nation, man, who should talk down on those other countries that are weaker than you. They're not have the same power as you. They now have the same capable power as you, man. They have that weapon. They have that weapon. In fact, I'm bringing out in let's see here. Bear with me for a moment, Akim. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 10, and he says, beat your plowshare into sword and your pruning hooks into spear. Let the weak say, I am strong. All those nation men who are waking up, in building up their military might, man. Now they tell you to stretch your American face. They're saying stretch your American face, man. Now they're strong. They're not afraid of America. They're strong now. They are strong. America is done, man. She is done. And this is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. And he says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garment rolls in blood. Because when back then, in the ancient days, when men will fight, they with weapon in their hand and shield, they'll go up to their opponent close face to face, man, hacking limbs everywhere, blood spray sprinkling in their garment. But only this time, instead of finding sword and up close and personal, it's gonna be about a nuclear missile. Those men, they're gonna be all the way home, probably somewhere in a hotel, wherever they may be at, and just with the push of a button, that nuclear missile is gonna go up. It's gonna follow the designated target, and it will hit where it needs to be hit. That's what's coming. And every nation is gonna get destroyed by those nukes. Every nation. And Washington is gonna be the one that's gonna be the forefront to lead those those countries, man, who have that nuclear capability to go against the United States of America. And he says in Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17, and he said, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, we shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and there shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, that I shall not spare the children. And who in the modern day means today? Then the Martians. You're not gonna got no gold or silver. They're not gonna care about America's money. There ain't gonna be no such thing as peace talk anymore. Or let's work things out. All that is gonna be over with. Now is about action. It's gonna be about action taking place, man. It's gonna be about action. And those nations, man, they want blood. Those nations who America had belittled and brought down, now those nations wants blood. And he says in Babylon, the glory of kingdom, the beauty of the Chaldean excellency shall be as when the Most High Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And how did the Most High overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah? By fire. Fire and brimstone. Likewise, it's going to be the same thing today. And what's going to cause that fire is going to be that nuclear missile, the ICBM missile that's going to hit its designated target. And once it hit that target, it's going to cause a whirlwind of fire that's going to destroy everything in sight. And it's going to be so, in that blow, it's going to be so devastating, man. It's going to create a huge mushroom cloud, and everyone that is within miles away is going to get caught up by that storm of fire. No one's going to be able to survive. And it's not just going to be one missile, it's going to be multiple missiles that's going to hit America, which is spiritually Babylon. And he says, and he shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall there will be in peace tent there, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and the house shall be full of doleful creature, and owls shall dwell there, and sow shall dance there. And so pretty much, man, no one's going to inhabit it, this place, this country, which is America, after she get destroyed by that nuke. And this place is going to turn to desert. And the only people that's going to inhabit it there are them desert creature. It is coming. It is coming. So with that, I'm going. In fact, if we bring on one precept, real quick, and one movie just bring on the last precept. This is on Matthew 24, verse 6. He said, "Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." And you're hearing that lately. You should hear of wars and rumors of war. And very soon, it's not going to be about hearing rumors of war. You're going to see those nations going to be going out there and taking action, fighting against one another. And he said, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's what's happening right now. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. You hearing about it in the news every day, on your radio station, reading it in your news article. You see how close we are to that third world nuclear war. It's going to be a global world war, and everyone is going to get involved in that war. That's what's coming, man. A third world nuclear war. So with that, I'm going to say, Kol Halor Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makar Kodash. And I want to give double honor to the apostle, great millstone, and the others who were well. Peace and blessings to the elect, and salutation and honor to all you Akim out there that are laboring and that are doing the work in faithful and in truth. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.